No, for two reasons. Number one, I am currently not employed under the Lucasfilm umbrella, and two, when I was employed under the Lucasfilm umbrella, it was at LucasArts, the video games company. We made Ryan vs. Dorkman and put it online, and it was kind of cool, and it was about as viral as you can get before YouTube and stuff like that. And a fellow by the name of Clint Young, who was a lead visual effects artist at LucasArts, had checked it out and thought it was really cool and passed it around the office and stuff, and saw my site, which was working as sort of a portfolio for visual effects work, got a hold of me and said, hey, this is really cool stuff. You seem like you're, really are very, interested in visual effects and put a lot of work into it. Are you self-taught and stuff like that? We got to talking. Eventually went out there and interviewed and worked at LucasArts for about a year. I worked on like Republic Commando, Knights of the Old Republic 2 and the Episode 3 game, and had a lot of fun, and then came home for a few months, and then sent out my reel and resume again, and now I'm working at a place called Stargate Digital in Pasadena, down here in LA, and working on visual effects for a whole bunch of TV shows, and I've been doing that for about 2 years now. Working on all sorts of cool stuff, Heroes, most notably lately, Ugly Betty, we've done some stuff for ER lately, all kinds of things. Go on the Stargate website, I guess, if you want to check out more, or go on to my site, and I might have some content there sometime soon.
At this point, with the popularity of RvD2 and the very high visibility of it, we get a lot of people asking, a lot of people who are working on similar projects and in fan films and stuff like that, asking if we can work on their projects. And unfortunately, we just don't have the time. We're only two guys, and we've got a lot of our own stuff going on, and we've got day jobs, and we've got all that other stuff happening. So, as kind of unfortunate as it is to say, we can work on your film if you can pay us. And
unfortunately, fan films are not generally the kind of films where you have a budget.
I mean,
we know, we've been there.
We totally understand that you can't. But the point is that we don't have the time to donate to other projects, unfortunately, at this point. So we're happy to give advice. We're happy to kind of take a look at what you've got going. But unfortunately, when it comes to free projects and donating our time and stuff like that, we just don't have any time to donate. I did not go to film school. I did go to UCLA for 4 years. I've got a bachelor's degree in English from UCLA, for whatever that's worth, but I didn't go to the film school. I considered going to the film school, but ultimately decided against it, and we're probably going to talk about why in a minute.
Right. I didn't go to film school either. You kind of almost set it up like I was going to say, well, I didn't, but yeah, I did. No, I didn't either. I went to about a year of junior college, doing a lot of general ed type stuff, just in the hopes that I would eventually get the credits to go to a 4-year, film or visual effects school to do this kind of stuff, hopefully professionally eventually, if I learned enough there to put together a good reel and make connections and stuff like that. And fortunately for me, I didn't have to. I kind of broke into the industry early thanks to RvD and getting picked up by LucasArts. So I got sort of tapped without having to go through that process. And it happens. I mean, it's not uncommon that a lot of people are recognized for a talent or at least work that they can show without having any formal education.
Especially these days. I mean, it's so easy to get yourself out there, as we are well aware. Especially now with YouTube and stuff like that. It's much easier, and the internet in general, it's much easier to make connections than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. And I really feel that, there was a time, I don't feel like film school is necessary anymore. I feel like, there was a time when if you wanted to be, if you want to be a filmmaker, you have to make films. That's what it comes down to. As we talked about before, you just have to get out there and do it and make mistakes and learn from them and keep improving. And there was a time when the only way you could do that was to be a film student. If you wanted access to the film cameras, if you wanted access to 35mm or 16 or even 8mm stock, on the cheap, if you wanted to get it developed at a development lab, if you wanted a Moviola editing bay, you know, at your disposal, you had to be a student. You had to be able to prove that you were a student and get the cheap rates. Not even free, just cheaper. And nowadays, though,
this is not the case.
It's not the case. You know, with digital technology, you can, you know, there's great cameras out there that look pretty darn close to film. And it's getting closer with every generation. You know, you can build a really good editing suite, a fully digital editing suite, for under $10,000. You know, the same stuff that professionals are using. You know, Final Cut Pro, Avid, stuff like that people are shooting real movies on is completely within the grasp of independent filmmakers. And
the tools are there.
The tools are there.
So
and
it comes down to you as a storyteller and as a filmmaker. Your skills now are the commodity.
Yeah, and it's not something that, while it's something that maybe can be taught in film school, it's not something that has to be learned in film school. You know, a lot of people have this illusion that they go to film school, they spend $30,000, they go to film school, they get a film credential, whatever that is, a diploma, I guess, and then they're a filmmaker and they're going to make millions of dollars and they're going to have their name in lights and all that stuff. And that's not the reality. The reality is you have to be good. You have to make films, and you have to show you can make films, and you have to really get people's attention. And, you know, it's possible to do that and make connections, you know, meet people who you're going to work with and who will help take you to that next level every time and stuff like that. And again, there was a time where you could only get that in film school, but now there's online communities of people who are interested in filmmaking. There's so many different ways that you can collect the resources, both the human resources and the actual technical resources you need to make a film without ever spending a dime on film school. And when you're talking about $30,000 worth of tuition, you can spend that on a pretty good film. Yeah. Or several of them.
The experience you have there making that film may teach you a lot more than you can learn in some film schools. I mean, we know a number of people who have gone and learned nothing. Either one of the two extremes, which is you never touch a camera like the whole time, and they expected to, and it's all sort of theory and things like this, and it just doesn't work for a lot of people. Or the other extreme, where they just put a camera in your hands and you don't.
And they tell you go shoot, and they don't teach you what or why, you know, to shoot. They'll teach you how to use the camera, but they won't teach you what to do with it. And, you know, you may get out there and shoot a bunch of films, but they're not, in my experience, not my direct experience, but people I've seen, they don't give you a lot of valuable feedback. You know, you're doing the wrong thing, and you're doing it over and over and over again, and it's becoming your habit. And you know, that's not helping anyone. You know, you need to get out there and, you know, especially some of these fly-by-night type film schools. I won't name any names, although I really want to. But, you know, where they just tell you, oh, you're doing great, oh, you're doing great, oh, you're doing great. You need someone to tell you when your stuff is crap, because it will be a lot of the time. And you need someone to tell you that, because that's the only way you're going to improve. So if you can find someone like that to do that for you, just a friend or someone in your family who will be honest with you, so probably not your mom, maybe your mom, but you know, if you can find someone to do that, if you can make that kind of connection and have those kinds of resources and relationships, you don't need a film school. But if you can't, and some people can't, some people, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, or you know, some people have friends who, you know, you're the guy who picks up a camera, so you're the brilliant filmmaker, even though, you know, you may not actually be that good. They have no idea what goes into it. So, you know, in those cases, it's, you know, where you don't have any valuable feedback or input around you, maybe film school's not a bad idea. You know, maybe it gives you an excuse and a reason to get into that kind of environment where you can really push yourself and be pushed by others and push other people and grow and develop that way. So,
for all we just said, we're not saying that all film schools are bad. I mean, it is the right fit for some people, and we're not saying that there's not good film schools out there that will teach you this kind of stuff. But
there are some
to answer the question literally and directly, no, I don't believe, and I don't think you believe, that you need film school to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, you just need to make films.
Yes. Well, I actually kind of answered that in the previous question, but
I'm not currently working in the industry.
So if you know anyone,
Yeah, no, seriously, if anyone's hiring, anyone who watches this is hiring in the visual effects or filmmaking industry, please get in touch, because I am looking for work. I'm taking work kind of as it comes to pay the bills, but I am very interested in working in the industry and hope to eventually, one way or the other.
not currently.
If you know someone, we'd be happy to. We'd love to. But no one's called us at this point, so I guess if anyone knows anyone, Sam Jackson got Mace Windu from saying he wanted to do it, so officially we're saying we would like to, but we won't be surprised if we don't.
Because we are as notorious as Sam Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
It'd be fun, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. We'd both love to, but it's not like we've got any offers right now, and I won't be terribly surprised if we never get one. But it'd be great. Eventually, we're it's the same deal we had with RvD2 when we made RvD1. It's a case of we fully intend someday to go back and do it again, and the same case as it was with RvD2. What interests us more than just going back and making another entertaining lightsaber fight is seeing how much we've grown.
There's got to be time for that.
Yeah, and seeing how much new we've got in the way of new ideas, and how our talents have improved, if at all, and
there were 3 or 4 years.
4 years.
4 years between Ryan vs. Dorkman 1.
3 years. 3 years between when we released RvD1 and filmed RvD2. 4 years until it came out. So, but anyway, 3 years. 3 years that we had.
Wasn't exactly back to back, as you could probably tell from our appearances in each film. But I mean, it's going to be a similar thing with a third one. If we made another fight right now, it would be pretty much RvD2. I mean, we'd do some kind of different stuff or whatever, but it would essentially be doing the same thing again.
I mean, we use with every project we do, we try to use all the ideas that we have. So it's kind of we need time to get some new ideas and build some new stuff. So, and
techniques as well. I mean, we're in another 3-4 years, we're going to be much better filmmakers, hopefully, better visual effects artists. I mean, we'll be able to, hopefully what we did from Ryan vs. Dorkman 1 to 2, we'll be able to do from 2 to 3 and improve in every single way and make a much better film.
Which we can't do that right now. We're just going to make the same film again. We're going to make RvD2 again. And I know a lot of people out there would love it if we did that, but that, to be honest, that's not an idea that thrills us that much. We really want to be able to do something new and have something that excites us, so that you can then be excited about it with us.
So keep your eyes open, and I mean, especially in another couple of years. Then
it's coming. It's coming. Keep your eyes out. It'll definitely happen, and we'll put it up on YouTube or whatever comes down the pipe in the next few years. So keep your eyes out, and on the website and stuff like that, because we will keep it updated, and it will happen eventually. But it's not going to be soon. So, thanks for sitting through these answers. Hopefully we answered some of your questions out there. If there's anyone out there who has a question they asked us that we didn't cover here,
send us an email.
Yeah, send an email. If you've already sent it, we may not have gotten it, or may have gotten kind of lost in the wash.
I'm kind of behind on my emails.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to get to them. Yeah.
If we haven't answered it, ask it again. See if we can. If we're able to get back to you, hopefully we can.
Because we do like to answer them. We do like to talk and interact with everybody and get the feedback and stuff like that. Because we made it for you guys.
And if you have any questions, we're actually looking for the DVD that we're planning to put out. We're looking to put together another Q&A, a little bit less like this. A little less frequently asked questions, more questions that you just want to know about the film or about our filmmaking interests or about us as people or whatever, just anything you're interested in, send us an email, us@ryanversusdorkman.com, and we're going to take some of the most interesting questions and put together a Q&A and put that on our behind the scenes DVD, and you'll be able to gain some insight, hopefully not only into the film but into us as the filmmakers. So thanks again, and we'll be seeing you all soon.
Thanks.